Thank you. Hello, it's Saturday night. Welcome to the Jonathan Ross Show. Let's have a look and see who is in my green room tonight. You know, we have quite a show for you, ladies and gentlemen. We have the biggest boy band in the world. It's One Direction, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Good evening, gentlemen. Lovely to see you here.
Thanks for having us.
We've got everyone's favourite stand-up on the show, Sarah Millican, ladies and gentlemen. There she is, the fabulous Sarah Millican. Hello, Sarah. Looking gorgeous as always. I love Sarah. And making his first appearance on British television in more than 3 years with his 7th consecutive #1 album in the UK, the undisputed king of hip-hop, Eminem, is here, ladies and gentlemen. We also have the most powerful woman in world television, Oprah Winfrey's on the couch, ladies and gentlemen. There she is. Evening, Oprah. Lovely to see you. I love it, have Oprah here. And there's more. Oscar-winning Hollywood superstar, one of my favourite screen actors, Mr. Forrest Whitaker, is here as well. Now, this is an embarrassment of riches. Before we get to that, the producers of the new Star Wars film are holding open auditions, which means anyone can go along and audition, and that's exciting. And who wouldn't want to be in a Star Wars film? They're looking for a handsome young man in his early 20s, which sadly counts me out because late 20s is too old, apparently. But One Direction, I was thinking they would be good in the movie. Are you Star Wars fans, fellas?
Yes. Yeah, of course.
Do you think, would you audition? Would you like to be in a movie like that?
I don't know. Let's
Give it a go. It's open audition, so
You know, I think you'd be great, and they could keep the band together because they're always looking for Ewoks. So you see, we could...
Nice. You fit right in.
Yeah. Sarah, you'd make a great Princess Leia.
Really?
Yes, I think so.
Really?
Yes, the new...
In which outfit, love?
Well, you know, the traditional one with the bums. Have a look. There you go.
Oh, I get them, though.
Shall we get my first guest out, ladies and gentlemen? There are 5 of them, so pace yourselves. It's One Direction, ladies and gentlemen. Here they are. Looking good, I love it. Lovely to see you, looking good. Coming in. Sit down, relax, be comfortable. Wow. That's quite something, isn't it? Some screaming going on there.
Nice studio.
You know, we heard a little bit of screaming then. There was screaming outside earlier when people were queuing up for you. Do you ever get used to that? Does it kind of still surprise you?
I think it just surprises everywhere, to be honest with you. I mean, you know, we get to travel to a lot of different places and stuff, and, you know, we went to Australia a few weeks back and that. To have people out there, you know, to have that kind of reaction in such a place so far away we never thought we'd get to go to is amazing.
Liam, was it in Australia you had your pants stolen?
That is where my pants were stolen, yes. It was a really weird experience, actually. It's quite strange.
When did you realise the pants had gone missing?
Well, this girl kind of, like, half opened my door when I was in bed, and I, like, turned around and saw this eye, like, peeking through, and she was trying to, like, break in. So then I ran outside to have a look what was going on. What was the commotion about?
When you ran outside, though, did you have pants on?
I had these jogging bottoms on, which I'm sure people have seen the picture, because I just, you know, when you just whack something on, run outside.
Oh, was that the same time?
Yeah, it was the exact same time. I'm sure it was a setup.
Maybe a lot of pubes on show on that one.
Yeah, a couple of pubes.
Well, I think you went back out, and you went back in, did some crunches, and then went back out and posted the photograph. And the pants were tracked down and returned to their rightful owner, weren't they?
They were indeed. So I got outside and realised the pants were gone because they were outside drying, because they had them under my wetsuit. And then this girl had them on at the beach later, and my security guard just saw them and was like, those are your pants. I mean, I don't know why you knew they were my pants, because that's a bit strange. He did.
That's a different story, I suppose.
Yes.
You know? But you got them back. But you didn't really mind whether you got them back or not.
No, well, it was a bit... I just wanted to check there was no skidders in there.
Were they white?
No, they were red. They were red.
Now, let me ask you about your love lives, guys, OK? Who is the most popular with the ladies? You know what I like? No hesitation. No hesitation.
Well, no one else is gonna admit
does it differ from country to country? Because the Beatles, everyone thought in this country, OK, it's Paul and John. But in America, initially, Ringo was the kind of heartthrob. Which, you know,
Ringo.
Yeah, Ringo was getting plenty of action. Does it differ country to country?
I think not a ton, but I think maybe places like Japan. Niall, because he's got, like, blonde hair. They go crazy over his
I've never seen
hair.
people like me before.
They've never seen...
Little Irish fellas coming in with dyed hair and
Dancing about.
dancing.
Give them a little leprechaun kick when you get out there. And are are you in relationships? So some of you are in relationships, I believe.
Yeah.
Who's spoken for at the moment? Okay, okay. So the two in the middle aren't? No, you're not going. Okay, so travelling, guys, being away and touring, and you've just come back, I know, from like a huge... How many dates did you just do?
134 shows.
Wow, that's incredible. When you're away in your relationship, that must be kind of tough, especially as your partners must know that it's kind of... It would be there for you if you wanted it, so to speak.
Yeah, but the thing is, with me personally, like, my missus does the same thing and she gets it because she does the same job.
Oh, your missus is in Little Mix, of course, isn't she?
Yeah, she is, yeah.
And aren't you getting married? You've announced your engagement?
We're engaged.
Wow,
Yeah, but we
congratulations.
haven't...
That's sweet, isn't it? Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and can you give us any plans for the wedding? Not the date, but I mean, for example, do you have any one person in mind for the best man?
See, I was thinking it was going to be one of the lads, but since, you know, today we've had a few chats and that,
We've
could probably
bonded.
do it. So we'll just swap numbers.
There's
or
a father-son thing going on here.
something. Exactly.
I took him to one side and told him to avoid the skunk. I didn't, I'm just joking, OK? He's got it under control. I like the fact that Harry you seem to be quite democratic in spreading the love around, Harry. You know, you seem to... yeah, you know what I'm saying here. I mean, you seem to be, you know, not only do you seem to have a lot of love to give and you're happy to share it with a lot of people, but at the same time, you seem to have a very broad area, the catchment area of people you will choose to give your love to. I mean, which is a nice thing. I think it shows you in a great light, and it means you have a lot of elderly fans who all think they stand a chance as well, and that's a good thing. But are you looking for someone... Who's the girl who's going to catch Harry? What are you looking for in a partner, if indeed you're looking for a regular partner right now?
I don't know. I think you just kind of know when you find someone, I guess. I think just someone who's nice.
That's always.
That's always a good start.
Well, I mean, see, I think that's why you need to have a bigger list of things you're looking for. Because most of them are nice at first, aren't they? Most of the people you meet are pretty nice at first. So you're not looking for any particular thing, or...? You've
I don't
dated a
know.
lot of... Because you've dated probably more... Am I right in saying more high-profile partners than the other guys here?
I guess so.
Yeah. And so is that something you like?
Wasn't
you like...
funny.
Yeah. Because you know, I don't want to name names, but there was Taylor Swift and Delavigne, who I saw together this week. And do you leave amicably, or do you worry they're going to chat about you and say, oh, that Harry, what a f***? You know what I mean? Do you worry about that? Or do you do the aftercare and make sure that they're friends?
I mean,
2 week window.
I mean, I'm friends with them. If that's what you mean.
That's what I'm asking. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Let me ask. Now you're a single chap as well.
Yes.
Okay. You seem to keep it under the radar a bit compared to Harry, so to speak.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we don't know as much about your private life.
I'm a quiet man. Very Irish in that respect. Like to keep myself to myself.
That's good.
I'm my own man. I'm 20 years old.
When are you old man?
This isn't a dating show, mate.
It sounds more like a political.
I feel like I'm on Cilla Black here.
Is that a really weird version of Take Me Out? Isn't it? OK. Let me ask you about whether or not you are romantic souls with those of you who are in relationships. I mean, do you do romantic things for your partner?
I try to.
Okay. Like what? Give us an example.
Just nice things like cook dinner.
Cook a dinner?
Yeah, that's always a nice one.
OK. Tell us.
I've only ever cooked one meal. That was pretty nice. Chicken wrapped in Parma ham, stuffed with mozzarella.
Stuffed? Wow.
Yeah, stuffed, Liam. That's what Jamie Oliver said.
Stuffed?
With a big scoop of homemade mash. Winner.
That was quite an aggressive
Yeah,
stuffing you were giving that.
This guy just got anger issues.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, OK. Do you buy gifts for the ladies of your life?
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Have any of you bought the lady in your life this item this year?
We've actually all
I didn't
bought
buy
our
it. Yeah,
girlfriends that.
gave it.
No, I gave it to
That
her.
incredible product there.
The One Direction perfume.
She wears it every
How
day.
does it smell?
Now, what do you mean, how does it smell? I heard you were very involved in the making of it.
We were.
Oh, I see. I thought you were saying, how does it smell? I want to smell it first.
Plug it for us.
I'll give it a smell.
It's got card and everything. Good to go.
I'm getting fake tan. There's a hint of Nando's. And there's a top note of a bus shelter on a rainy Tuesday night. It's quite nice. It's very sweet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. There's a fly in here. There you go. You see, was that remotely convincing? The fly?
I liked it.
Okay,
I
great.
actually looked for a second.
Yeah, you did have
So you've got your third album coming out.
Yes.
Midnight Memories. Now, it was Busted or McFly or McBusted or Fly Busted or whatever they're called now. They wrote a song for you for the album, is that right?
Yeah,
Fly, yeah.
I wrote one of the songs with them,
Okay, good.
with McFly.
Okay, and so you are, are you the main songwriter in the group then?
These two did a lot of, Louis and Liam did a lot of the writing on this one.
Okay, here it is. This is not out until the 25th, is it? So we're holding a very rare early copy, which, we haven't got the...
You haven't got the CD.
And the single, what was the single I saw where you have the, where your parents were in it?
Story of My Life.
Okay, what a sweet video for that. Have a look at this. It's such a lovely idea. This is the new video.
Story of my life, I give her up, I spend her love until she's broke inside. The story of my life, the story of my life, the story of my life.
That's lovely. Really lovely video. And that's sweet. And I guess, touring as much as you have been, you probably don't get to see your family, your loved ones, as much as you would like to, I guess.
Yeah, it was kind of... I think it was nice as well for them to see, like, a little bit of what we do and be on set and stuff and see what kind of, like, the times of day and stuff we work, so it's quite nice.
Mr.
You know...
Jonathan, I've got a question.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
please.
I'm going to embarrass myself in front of about 400 people here. I really need the toilet.
There's that fly.
So, you want to go to the toilet now?
If I could possibly do that.
Well... let me ask
This
your...
has never happened.
Let me ask your bandmates. Should we let him go to the toilet?
It's your show.
Or we could press him in his bladder so he pissed himself in 2 minutes.
Trust me, you don't want to do that.
You could just bundle... OK, well, do you want to whiz out to the top? We're almost done here. Do you want to hang on for a couple of minutes? The thing is, you can't relax and enjoy it when you need to go to the toilet.
Well, I wasn't enjoying it anyway.
Don't let him go now. There's no way he's going now.
That's it. OK. In that case, we're going to do another 5 minutes. OK, so you're touring again. You've only been back a little while. You've got a little while off. When does the tour kick off? It's the Where We Are tour.
April.
Where does it start?
Yeah.
It starts in April.
I didn't
And
know that.
the last one was 130 days, I think. You said, how many is this? Is it the same size, or...?
It's like 80 something.
And you learn a little bit of the language in each country, don't you? Is that right?
Sometimes.
OK, so what have you learned? What did you learn in Japan?
Arigato gozaimasu.
Gambarimasu.
Konnichiwa.
Pretty good.
I didn't learn anything in Japan.
OK. What's the best thing you've learned, or what's the biggest thing you've learned? Because you're young guys, you're travelling, so I'm not letting you go. But you're back in Japan, and you haven't travelled that much before you were in the band, had you? So what surprises were there for you when you went on the road, when you went to other countries? Harry, what have you learned?
Don't know. Do you know what I do now? I appreciate, like, a nice view. You know, like when you used to go on holiday?
True.
No, but
What are you saying?
you know when you used to go on holiday, right? You know when you used to go on holiday and your parents would go, just really nice view that. And you'd be like...
What
yeah,
are
it's
you
all right.
talking about?
No, let the young
now-
man finish.
You know, now, if I'm stood on, like, the top of a mountain or something, I'm like, yeah, it looks quite nice.
Whenever on tour, are you...
We never go near mountains.
That's our tour of the Alps.
We go to
next year.
capital cities.
Oslo.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that, sorry.
Wasn't a mountain.
One city in 134.
Right, if you're on a big hill,
Yeah.
right, and it's,
My room was
I
actually
don't
next
know.
to yours in Oslo.
So,
maths.
What have you
I like
learned on
maths.
your 3 years of One Direction?
How to stand on a
Appreciating a
mountain.
good view.
Harry, what's the best view you've seen on the road?
I haven't even answered yet.
Because there must have been quite a few.
I would say, yeah, probably Norway.
Zane, is it true before you flew You thought planes went upside down?
It's actually a funny story. Like, the first time I went on a plane with these boys, and they knew that it was the first time I was getting on a plane, and I was quite nervous about it. So before the plane took off, I'm sat with Louis on one side and Liam's on the other, and Louis goes, right, when it takes off, it's going to do a loop-de-loop in the air. So, like, I remember for, like, 20 minutes of the journey, I was waiting for it to, like, go upside down. Like, just terrified, like...
I love that you said loop-de-loop. Where do you see yourselves in 3 years' time or 5 years' time? Do you have a plan like that? Do you know where you'd like to be then? I mean, some of you are on the verge of getting married, you're in relationships. Would you like to have children by then?
In 3 years?
Yeah, or 5 years?
I don't know. I don't think 3 years is a bit of a short space of time, like, because we've just been together for 3 years and it's gone really quick for us, so, like, I don't know, 3 years, I don't know what could happen. It'd just be... Let's hope it's more fun.
You also can't say no, because then if he does have a kid and the kid watches this back, he'll be like, oh, right, cheers.
I was unplanned. Okay, but you know how to avoid unplanned pregnancies, don't you?
Yes.
Ask Harry. So I'm very conscious of the fact that you need to go to the toilet. So,
No!
yeah, it's really nice to meet you guys. I'm really pleased you having this issue, and I hope it carries on for you. I'm sure it will. But, you know, I know you have so many fans in this country. I know you respect them. If you had one message to give your fans, what would you like to say to them?
I think, you know, we just want to say such a massive, you can't really thank them properly for what they've done for us. I mean, they've completely changed our lives, they've changed our family's life, so just, you know, a massive, massive thank you to everyone who's kind of ever done anything for us but tickets. You know, they stand out in the rain and stuff for tickets and stuff, so thank you.
That's lovely. You'll be pleased to know you can go to the toilet now. Thanks so much for coming on the show. I appreciate it. And, you know, the tour's going to be huge. I know that. But I'm looking forward to One Direction Day. Do we have to wear anything special for One Direction Day? Is that how we take part?
No, we should do something
Just
like
a
that, really.
T-shirt from our merch website.
Just a T-shirt. Ladies and gentlemen, will you join me in saying thank you to One Direction? OK, still to come on the show, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Oprah Winfrey, Forrest Whitaker, Comedy Award Queen Serie Millican Plus, an exclusive performance from the one and only Eminem. So don't go away. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get my next guest right out. One is an Oscar winner, the other's a worldwide TV superstar. It's Forrest Whitaker and Oprah Winfrey, ladies and gentlemen. You look gorgeous. How lovely to have you here. Come and sit down. Well, it's exciting to have you here. I hope you can sense that. Now, we have Oprah and Forrest, and we're lucky to have them on the show together here because they're in a new movie together. The film's called The Butler, which I saw, and I just thought it was a lovely, charming, very touching, very moving, quite powerful film. You guys starring it together, but you knew each other before that. You were friends before the movie. Is that right?
Kinda friends, not really.
So you just didn't like him much, or you didn't know him?
No, I liked him so much that when just before he won the Oscar for Last King of Scotland,
Incredible performance.
it was the Oscar. But before he won the Oscar, because I wasn't one of those people who's going to suck up to you after the Oscar. Before he won the Oscar, I called him up, and he took my call.
Hold it, you sound surprised. Like someone's not going to take a call from Oprah
No,
Winfrey.
but you know, but it's like, OK, I'm calling and I'm saying, gee, I would like to have you over and have a nice party for you and bring your family just so I could get to know you.
Wow.
And so I did before the Oscars.
It was amazing. I mean, she had this table laid out and pictures of me when I was a little kid from when I was 8 years old and photographs and books. It's
That's kind of like she's stalking you or something.
And that's a good tip for anybody going to have a party, for like as a little party favor where you put the menu on the other side. You get a picture of that person as a little baby or boy.
That's a charming idea.
Isn't it charming?
That's a charming idea.
OK, tip for you.
Let's have a look at that picture of Forrest, because you have, I know you were playing, you've slimmed down a lot since then. You coming out now, you've got all Denzel on us. Look at that. You're looking in fine shape. You've been working out. What have you been doing?
Trying to take care of myself.
You're looking great.
Yeah.
Was that partly for this film?
Yeah, you know, Lee asked me if I could, like, have a stronger silhouette, so I was working on like being a better health, like so I would be trimmer and stuff. And all the way through the movie, I was doing that until, I guess it got extreme. And he's at a certain point, he was like, "Hey, slow down, stop."
He didn't want you wasted away. He didn't want you looking too movie star, I guess.
I don't know. I think it's, you know, there's a consistency when you do a movie. When you start out, you know, you don't want to start the movie one way, at the end of it, and be another.
So playing a husband and wife, then, did it help that you knew each other beforehand, or would that not have been an issue, seeing as you're actors?
It helped. I think it helped. Do you think it helped?
No question about it.
Yeah, and then I would actually work on, you know, I would rub his knee during the. Sometimes when he would be going into.
I'll be honest, I'm feeling a little bit left out right now.
All right, how you
you know, Harry's going to want to come out and enjoy this view.
No.
Let's go back to the movie, though, because it is a remarkable story. It's a true story. This is based on a true story. Obviously,
It's inspired by a true story. It's based on a butler who served 8 presidents in the White House.
8 terms, so it's a full 4-year term for most of them. Well, not Nixon, I guess. But it's a long period of his life. And you're called Cecil in the movie. The real man was Eugene.
Was Eugene Allen, yeah.
OK, and
what
a remarkable story, and what an, you know, and what a very...
But it's entertaining, though, too. Didn't you laugh?
I laughed a lot. It's fun. And there's a fun scene, the two of you, where we see in the 70s, which is... who doesn't love seeing someone with an afro anyway, but seeing you with some of the... Wow, look at that. And that's... We should explain...
What about those outfits, man?
What now? Those outfits...
The way she's dancing, though, in that scene is amazing.
Yeah, Oprah can still shake it, ladies and gentlemen. You've still got the moves. Were they your original 70s moves that you're doing there?
The truth is, Jonathan, I'm still doing my 70s moves. I never moved from the 70s. You know, I'm still doing that dance party 70 thing, yeah.
But I love that period. I mean, obviously, it's a fascinating and at times kind of grim period in American history. You know, you have they're moving towards a state of enlightenment, but you're going through some terrible things in that. And I think everyone's surprised at just how recent that all is when you stop to think about it.
I know. When you finish the movie, you can't believe that, oh, my God, less than 50 years ago, I certainly wouldn't be sitting here. We wouldn't be sitting here talking to you. We'd be still trying to, you know, get on the bus and be allowed to be in a restaurant and do all the
equal bathrooms, you know. All these things.
We have a trailer of the film, and once again, you know, I'm not just saying it's because here's what I do on this show. People often say to me, why do you always say you like the movies? I only say I like the movies if I really like the movies. If I don't like the movies, I pretend I haven't seen the movie. And I say, well, good luck with it when it comes out.
Yeah, I used to say, you know what everybody has their code. I used to go, wow, that is a movie. That used to be my code. Wow, that is a movie.
Well, allow me to give you one back. You can tell this time. Here's another one. You can go, well, you've done it again.
That's good.
There you go. I just high-fived Oprah. OK, here's a clip. This is the trailer of The Butler.
We have no tolerance for politics at the White House.
I'm Cecil Gaines. I'm the new butler.
You hear nothing, you see nothing. You only serve.
You know he got that job himself. The White House called him. He didn't call the White House.
I want to hear all the stories.
I don't know how many stories you're gonna hear, because they done swore him to some kind of secret code. I'm so proud of you.
Did you go to an all-colored school, Cecil?
I didn't go to school, Mr. President. I grew up on a cotton farm.
About time you go head on your own.
They say this new white boy's smooth.
I'm thrilled to be working with all of you over the next 4 years.
Everybody out!
No, I never understood what you all really went through. You've changed my heart.
This country treats us like dogs.
You're talking about the president.
We need to go. What?
Get the hell out of here! I'm sorry, Mr. Butler. I didn't mean to make fun of your hero.
Everything you are and everything you have is because of that butler.
That's The Butler.
It opened yesterday.
You know, when I was in America on holiday where we saw that trailer at the cinema, my daughter, she started crying during the trailer. She knew she wanted to see it. Yeah.
That's a good sign.
Well, she was drunk. Now, what do you... in your career, Oprah, which has been remarkable, incredible
Isn't
career,
it?
and what an well, yeah, but what an incredible woman as well. Because I know I used to watch your show when you first started, and then you made there was a point where you made a decision to change the kind of TV you were making, wasn't it?
You're absolutely right. I shifted. I decided I was going to use TV and not be used by TV. So I decided, literally, I made a conscious decision that I'm going to use this for good. I'm gonna use this platform as a force for good. And so every day I would really sit with my producers and we would figure out ways we could do things that would improve people's lives, that would bring a little piece of light into people's lives, and all the other stuff like taking the audience to Australia, or the night we gave away, we prepared to give away all the cars.
What a great moment to give them like that, must have, because I know you chose the audience very carefully. They
We
were all
chose
very
the audience.
deserving people.
You know, we'd gone online and asked people who needed cars and people who, you know, had lost their jobs and so forth. Because it's always better to give when somebody really needs it. And this is the thing. You learn this when you give a lot. Anybody who works with a charity or you just are giving in your own family, you think you're doing it for that other person, but the benefit to you, the reward to you is much greater.
It's a gift to yourself.
It is a gift to yourself.
Because you had a tough childhood, a tough time growing up, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
I know you went through some bad things. I mean,
that's why when I look at that civil rights, look at how far we've come. You know, I had a tough childhood, but I mean, my God, that's why it's such an amazing story. My life is that what you see in The Butler happened in the past 50 years.
But how did you become who you are? This is what amazes me about you, because you were, and forgive me if this sounds so much, but I know when you were 14, you were pregnant.
Yeah,
Is that
I
right?
was.
You lost a child. And you think many people wouldn't bounce back from something like that. Many people who'd found themselves in that situation would not think there was a place for them in the media, would not think there was a place for them in that kind of role. So what was it that inspired you? How did you go from being that person in that situation?
Well, I will tell you what happened. I was 14, I was sexually abused, I was raped at 9, and everybody knows the story, but I was raped at 9 and then sexually molested from the time I was 14. So I became pregnant as a result of sexual abuse. When I became pregnant and then lost the child, my father said to me, "This is your second chance in life. If you will do the best you can, if you will try to be excellent in all that you do, God is giving you a second chance, and if I were you, I would take it." And I really approached my life like, okay, now I get another chance to try to get it right. And that's what I did. And that's what I did.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. But this is what I want to say about that. I would like to say that no experience that anybody ever has in their life, no matter how difficult, when bad things happen, you learn from them, you turn it around, and you become a better person. No experience that anybody ever has, no matter how devastating it appears to be, nothing is wasted. You can use everything to grow yourself to be a better person.
Become a better person.
You really can. And so because of that, that experience of my own sexual abuse, it helps me relate to other girls and other women who have been through the same thing. Because of that, I'm a more compassionate person.
And also, I suppose, the fact that you can share with them and with the rest of us that you have been and you have experienced that kind of situation makes you someone who it's easier to listen to. It's easier to understand.
And we all know that in every tragedy, there is a moment where there's a possibility for triumph. That's what I learned.
Well, what an incredible message.
Yeah.
Just incredible. Just incredible.
Thanks, all.
Join me after the break when I'll be chatting more to Oprah and Forrest. Don't go away. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to say Oprah Winfrey and Forrest Whitaker are still here. Let me ask you another question. I mean, like, you can change, and perhaps have, and you might not wish to acknowledge this, but you have perhaps changed the course of history, because I know that it was your endorsement initially of Barack Obama and his campaign back when you were the first person that I was aware of to come out when he was a senator and say, this person we should get behind and endorse. And now you have, in America, the first African-American president, and you're partially, perhaps in a very large way, responsible for that.
But you know what? That was another one of those moments where I didn't even think about it. I just knew I had seen him at the Democratic National Convention in 2004, and I remember sitting in my sitting room watching him alone and thinking that man's going to be president one day, and I hope I'm alive to see it. I remember feeling that moment, and I didn't think it would happen as soon as 2008, but I had said to him in 2005, I'd invited him to my house when I had this big event. I had a party and I had all the legends, like Diana Ross and Tina Turner, and I brought all the legends to my house, like 60 of them, who I had grown up, who had been important in my life. And I invited Barack Obama there to speak. And I remember introducing him in 2005 to that entire group, saying, this man will be president someday. And they were like, who is he? And, and I just felt like I had the platform. I had the Oprah show that reached millions of people every day, and that was an opportunity for me to use my voice.
So she did it on the ground too, because I remember going to your house. You had this
Yeah, I had a big party at my house for him.
Presenting him to people.
Yeah,
and was that
everybody,
fundraising as well as consciousness?
Yeah, and everybody ruined my lawn, so after that. don't have 1,600 people in your backyard and ruin your lawn.
In 2005, when you were talking about that, though, was he planning on running for president already?
No, he was not.
So you kind of gave him the push?
No, I didn't give him the push.
Well, you said to him, you said to Aretha Franklin, this is the next president. He can't let down Aretha Franklin. You gave him no wriggle space whatsoever. He was trapped in that situation.
Well, I do remember, actually, I got an email from him in January 2007 that said, I think I'm going to do it. I think we're going to do this thing. So it's great. It's turned
I
out
hope you
great.
saved that email. I hope you didn't just put that in spam straight away, did you? I hope that, because that's a pretty historic email you have right
That is, you know what? I didn't save it, but I went back and got it later. Do you know that nothing's ever lost? So you have to time. If you're ever on trial...
That's really worrying.
Yes.
I've been trying to clean my history on my internet for some time now.
If you ever go to... That's why you never say anything in email that you don't want to show up in court.
OK, well, I won't do that ever again. I'm going home. I'm going out. I've got to leave early. I've got to burn some computers. You must still be in touch with the Obama family, I guess?
Well, actually, next week I'm getting the
that's right.
Medal of Freedom.
Wow.
Which is the highest award our country can give to an American citizen.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
So I will see them on Wednesday.
So while we're on the subject then, so what on earth is there left for you to do? You've bullied a poor man into being the president and helped making the president. You've received the highest award. You've had the #1 show globally, I think, in the history of
And do you know
television.
our movie was #1 this summer?
So the movie's #1 this summer. Of course, it opened #1 in the week, which I think surprised people, didn't it?
It did surprise people, yes. It surprised people. It surprised me. It did not surprise Forrest, though.
No, I just had a...
I was surprised. I frankly was surprised.
Why weren't you surprised, Forrest?
You know, when we were doing the movie, there was a magic that was going on. There was something that was happening, and I felt like it would enter the people. And the movie is also, it's about family. And I think it relates to everybody. It's a universal story, and I think when people feel that, people want to go see it.
We were so happy white people liked it.
Yeah, well... You know what?
And white people, y'all are going to like it because, you know, a lot of times white people go to the movies and they see the civil rights and they see the Klan and everybody gets nervous. But there were a lot of white freedom writers. You know, the civil rights movement could not have taken place had there not been white people and Jewish people and people of all backgrounds who came to the support of the black people in the South. And so I remember I was getting a little uncomfortable for the white people the first time I saw it. Did you? I was. And then the white freedom writer got his face, you know, smashed in the ketchup. And so I thought, oh, boy, this is good. The white people are going to
There are some good white people on there, as well as the ones with the pillowcases on, who we don't like, OK?
Yeah, those guys.
You know what, before we leave politics, let me ask you the question. When are we going to see Oprah Winfrey in the White House, not just collecting the medal, but making the decisions? Because...
You must be kidding.
No. Because I think, look...
No,
I think
no,
never.
Never.
That's so. You know what? That's so going to change.
No, it's so not.
And why not? Is it because of what comes with the job? Is it because of the compromises that one has to make? Is it because of the scrutiny you're under? Is it the lack of freedom that would create?
I just don't like it. I just don't like it. I just prefer being myself, and I prefer being able to have a voice and to speak up where I feel necessary. But I don't like the whole political agenda. I don't like it.
I imagine Hillary Clinton will be relieved to hear that you're not.
I don't know.
Do you think we'll see a female president though in our lifetime?
I think we will.
Do you think it will be Hillary?
I think it will.
Yes.
Forrest, do you really think so, or are you just scared of Oprah?
No, I think that she did an amazing job as Secretary of State, and I think that she's...
I think it's time.
She's had so much experience.
I think it's time.
So let me ask you first what you're doing next, because this is a tremendous performance from you. I mean, it's wonderful from you as well, but there are two or three moments from Forrest in this film where I think it's just about as good as screen acting gets, really. And I've always been a fan of yours.
What is the moment for
My
you?
favourite moment, I think, is... Well, there are two. One is when he... and this is very interesting, very subtle piece of acting, which is where you've come home from a day at the White House early when you're the younger version of this gentleman, and you come home, and then you switch from being... Not servile is the wrong word, but from being obviously very respectful and minding what you say to being the real you at home with your family, where you go from being not in charge to being in charge. But it's very subtle and very powerful. And the other thing is when you go and ask for a raise and you're dismissed out of hand.
That's my favourite moment.
You like that?
Yeah.
You like seeing him being oppressed?
No. No, but you know what else is so really spectacular is in the silences. I think he allows the soul of that guy to come through. That's why it's one of the finest acting performances ever. Can I ask him a question?
Please do.
Okay.
Hold on, this is so much your show now.
Okay. I want to know was it harder to do the butler than to do Idi Amin in Last King of Scotland? Because he was so vociferous and, you know, loud.
Hold on, that's a good question.
Is that a good question?
Forrest. Yeah. We'll edit it. Forrest, was it harder to be the butler or Idi Amin in the Last King of Scotland?
I think it was really the butler was really difficult because it was so specific, and sometimes I would be aged from 4 years to 8 years, and just to show the changes and to carry the weight of history, because I needed to carry that weight by the end of the movie for you to feel, hopefully, the experiences that we had went through. You know, when you see him.
So Butler was harder.
Yes.
So Butler was harder.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I have any more good questions. Okay, you know, you both play a wide range of age in this movie. You start when you're young people and you're first together married before you have the kids, or just when you just had the kids, and now and you end in what is he, in his 70s?
No, he's
early
90s.
80s?
He's 90s.
Wow, and the wife's in 80s.
So am I.
So do you enjoy playing old? Is it fun playing the old version of yourself?
No. You don't want to look at that. You don't want to see that on camera.
It is quite terrifying, isn't it, to see...
Mm. I look like my mother in the end.
Yeah.
I do, yes.
You like the wearing of the wigs, though, don't you? And you refer to them as your girls,
My girls.
I believe, the wig.
Yeah, I brought all my own wigs for the movie.
And did you ever have a fro back in the 60s or 70s?
Yes, I did. I wore a little, we used to call it a teeny-weeny fro, and then it got bigger and bigger, so in the end it looked like a basketball. That was when I won Miss Fire Prevention. Where'd y'all get that photo?
That's great.
I've got that in case you ever come round for dinner. I'm putting it on the back of the... It's a little tip I picked up from someone. Apparently people love it. That's you winning you're winning a competition,
I won the Miss Fire Prevention contest. And believe me, that's how this all started. Don't laugh.
Hold it. What did you have to show how to prevent a fire? Or?
No. Up until that, you see, I'm wearing, it says my banner says WVOL. So I'm representing the local radio station.
Oh, sweet.
And they had the Miss Fire Prevention contest. Up until this year, you had to have red hair. So this is the first year that they integrated the pageant. And you know how I won? I won for when they asked the questions about what did you want to be. And all the better answers were taken. Did you know this story?
No.
All the better answers were taken. So all the girls, and this is in Nashville in the South, and so all the girls, they say, so what would you like to be, young lady, when you grow up? And somebody had already taken my answer, which was a teacher. So they said, well, I want to be a teacher because I want to help the world and teach children. And somebody else had taken the nurse. So I knew I couldn't think of any other good answers, except I had seen Barbara Walters.
And she's like the big #1 interviewer on American TV. Still doing it, I believe.
Yes, and she was on the Today Show in that morning. I'd seen Barbara Walters that morning. So I said, I would like to be a journalist, a broadcast journalist, and I would like to use journalism as a way of helping people to see other people's stories and live their life better as a result of the stories. And as I was saying the words, I thought, this is such a damn good answer. This is so good. Really, I never thought of it until the Miss Fire Prevention.
It was such a damn good answer that you based the rest of your life on
I said, this is such a damn good answer. I might just do that.
Wow.
Yes.
How old did you say you were then?
I was in the Miss Fire Prevention contest, 16.
Well, so, Forrest, when you were 16, did you know what you wanted to do with that level of clarity?
No. I think even deep into my career, I was still trying to figure out what it was I was going to be doing.
Even when you were acting?
Yeah. Even after Bird and a lot of things, I was trying to...
After Bird? You still didn't know?
Yeah, I didn't know.
That's a good question. After Bird, even when you were acting, you didn't know?
I was always trying to figure out what was the thing I was supposed to do for my life.
Yeah, I'm over here. Yeah, okay. So the show. She's got her own network. She doesn't need my show as well.
That's interesting, though, isn't it?
It is interesting. That's why I asked it.
Okay. So even after Bird, you didn't know. That's interesting.
Okay. You know, I could talk to you both all night, and I would love to, but we can't.
We can't. You've got Eminem.
We've got Eminem. We've got Sarah Millican.
Sarah's been waiting back there. Yes.
She's coming out in a minute.
But it's been, may I just say, it's been a delight. It was a delight to watch you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Do your work. I like to see people who are good at what they do. Yes.
You
really.
see?
Yes.
You see, a lot of you are wrong about me. I'm not very good at absorbing praise. I need to come on your show.
Why don't you just take it? Can you hear it? You are very good.
I'm getting one-on-one counting. That's very kind of you. Thank you. I feel awkward doing it, but that's very sweet of you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, will you join me in saying thank you to one of the greatest actors in the world right now and one of the greatest women on the planet right now, Forrest Whitaker and Oprah Winfrey. Thank you so much. That was marvellous. Thank you.
Thank you.
Still to come after the break, I'll be chatting to Sarah Millican, and in his only UK TV appearance, Eminem will be here. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get my next guest out here. She is the reigning queen of British comedy. I can't think of anyone I enjoy watching more on TV. It's Sarah Millican. The lovely Sarah Millican. Hello, Sarah.
Oh,
yeah, I want to give you a hug. I'm feeling... Well, you see, because I've benefited now from some of Oprah's counselling, I'm more touchy-feely all of a sudden.
I like it's slightly gropey, but I don't mind that.
OK.
Hello.
You're a fan. I know you're a fan of Oprah.
Yes, huge fan of Oprah.
Wow.
Who isn't? Wow.
And if you could choose, you think, one of the guests you're in the green room with you now to be stuck in a lift with tonight, which one would you go for?
How long in a lift?
Half an hour.
Half an hour?
Yeah.
It's not really stuck then, is it? Probably whoever had the most snacks.
OK, so Sarah, this is exciting news. If you've seen Sarah on TV, I know you'll love seeing her there, but she's just started a new tour at the moment. It's called Home Bird, and you talk to the audience, don't you? You have a part of the show where you actually always talk to the audience?
Yeah, I like this because the tour's quite long, so I quite like the bits where I talk to the audience because it makes it more... So it makes it different every night.
For you as well as for if people come to see you more than once.
Exactly. Yeah. One of the bits I talk to the audience about what they would take on a dirty weekend. Because I've only ever been on one dirty weekend and I wasn't very well equipped.
Wow, really?
So I thought it would be good to get suggestions, should I go on another one?
Well, hold on. So when did your dirty weekend occur and why did you feel that you didn't have the necessary equipment?
Because I hadn't been on one before. So I just sort of took, like, the things that you'd normally take, like spare pants and a toothbrush and that, you know. But then when I ask the audience, they're all really filthy, so they come up with really good suggestions.
So, look, I imagine it's stuff like stockings and suspenders.
Yeah, because they often say sexy underwear, so
Yeah.
I say define sexy underwear, and it's mostly just matching, I think.
Yeah.
Because I've got loads of grey sets, weirdly. And I haven't got crotchless, but I've got ones with holes, but the holes never seem to be in the right place.
Never in the target area.
No, but you can move it. You can, you know...
You could hike it round.
It's not comfortable, but that's what sexy's all about, is not being comfortable. But there was a...
Do they surprise you ever, the audience, though?
Yeah.
Other things you don't expect to hear?
Yeah, there was a man the other day said... I thought he said flashlight. And I was like, oh, like a torch, you know, because I know what a flashlight is. And he said, no, a fleshlight, and I didn't know what that was. Right. And it looked like everybody else in the audience knew, and I felt like such an idiot. And what it is, it's it's a lady's bit, like, in a can. Like, it looks like a torch, but it's got, like, a proper on the end, like a...
And light comes out of it?
I don't know, I haven't bought one.
So it's not an...
But also, on the same website where I looked, they had one that's just... What? I do research. There was one that was just a beer can. Like people have gone, men like beer, men like panties. So put the two together, who's not going to want one of those?
It's kind of... If you could wrap some pizza around the outside, I'd never go out again.
Somebody will have done that.
So the show's doing well, the tour's doing well, but the TV show, I love the TV show. And we have, I'm going to show you a clip now, we're going to talk a bit longer. The show Sarah Millican television programme, and this is kind of the best of Series 1 and 2?
Yes, it is.
You're a big fan of Geordie Shore, aren't you?
Yes.
OK, and you had the girls, or some of them, on the show with you?
We did, and we decided that maybe we should dress me up to look a bit like one of them.
OK.
And, yeah, it's already horrific, isn't it? And yeah, and the results were interesting.
But you know what I like about it is you kind of you're not sneering at them. You're not.
No.
You actually genuinely like the show, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
So even though they're kind of they're sort of different women to you? I mean, you wouldn't want to dress that way.
No, but I like it like I like going to the zoo. You know, it's that sort of thing, isn't it?
Let's have a look at a clip. This is Sarah Millican with her friends from Geordie Shore in the best of the Sarah Millican show.
I'm not very good at heels, as you can tell. Yeah. You can't walk like that in a nightclub, so how can you do a demonstration of, like, a sexy walk?
Right, so you just have to strut with confidence. So it's head high, and just try not to fall over. So you just go on, strut.
Wow, that is really good. Gonna give it a go. Are you ready? Like, head high and just strut.
It's a very funny show. Congratulations. OK, you've moved in with your boyfriend. Is he your husband now? Is he still your boyfriend?
No, his boyfriend. Just because you move in, that doesn't mean you're married, just so you know.
Legally, he has some claim now. He has some claim now.
Some claim now. We're living in sin.
OK. Have you found it hard, though, to adjust? Because suddenly you are sharing that space.
Yeah, and men are weird, like, all the time, aren't they? He knows that I'm rubbish at relaxing. I am quite rubbish at relaxing.
So what happens when you get home? How do you unwind then if you can't?
I make cards. I do a bit of rubbish craft. I have some friends that come round and we do, like, these terrible WI days where we just get loads of stuff out and we just glue, and we're like sort of 7-year-old again, and it's great, and it's all shit. But people have to be pleased when you give them something you've made yourself, even if it's rubbish.
That's the unwritten rule. It's the thought that counts.
It is the thought that counts.
That's what they say.
And I happen to know that it's your birthday soon, isn't it?
It's my birthday tomorrow, in fact.
It made you a card. You should be more pleased than you look.
I don't know. I really don't know if we have time.
We can make time.
Of course, I love it.
It's under here somewhere. I don't know whereabouts it is.
Oh,
they said they'd put it... Yes, this is it here.
Ah, this is for me, OK.
Yeah. So
Okay.
would you like to open it?
I'll open it when I get home. How about that? And I just... All right. Wow.
Thanks, guys.
Walnut and M&M, they're turning angry on us. OK, so they actually made this for me?
Yes, especially for you.
OK.
OK. So, OK.
I'm going to show it to the audience before I see it.
All right, OK.
Am I gonna like it?
So, can I talk you
Wow!
Can I talk you through it?
Well, please
so,
do.
if we start at the top, just a bit of glitter, because you always need a bit of glitter. And then it says, happy birthday, dear Jonathan. And then a heart, because you know I love you.
That's lovely.
And then I've sort of... The suit that I put on you was a bit dull, so I've jazzed it up a bit. And I've given you a little bit of Tom Selleck's chest, which is nice.
Well, that's...
And then there's... You can have a cocktail or a cup of tea, depending on your mood.
That's lovely.
And then underneath here, if you just want to pull this up, there's
Oh,
a
hold on,
special-
that moves up. OK, OK. That's a pop-up card, is it?
Yeah, so if you open that bit, you can... it's a bit glued. I want you to...
Be careful with it. I don't want to pull anything on. Wow! Wow! And the higher you go, the more detail you put in.
Yeah, I was really pleased with that. I've not done one of those before. I think people want to see it.
OK, I will warn you, once you've seen this, you will not be able to unsee this. You know that.
It's that good. It's that good.
You've even put hair on it as well.
Yeah, but
OK.
it's real hair.
Are you ready for this, ladies and gentlemen? OK. OK, well, that's A, beautiful, B, very worrying.
You're welcome.
You know what I might do? I mean, I know I shouldn't re-gift stuff, but
Who are you going to give it to?
I'm tempted to slip it into Oprah's handbag without telling her. You're on tour. I don't know if you saw it. How much longer is the tour for?
Until the end of May, and there's still a few tickets left in odds and places.
OK,
yes.
go and see Sarah live. She's great when you see her on TV, but she's even better live. Ladies and gentlemen, the fabulous Sarah Millican! Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks to all my guests tonight, but now, with an exclusive performance of Berserk from his new album, the Marshall Mathers LP 2, it's the greatest rapper in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Eminem!
Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Everybody on top, hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Now the shit's about to kick off, this party looks whack. Let's take it back to straight hip-hop and start it from scratch. I'm about to bloody this track up, everybody get back. That's when my opinions are bad, cause my rhymes on the rap pad. It's like I did with a Dixon, I'm about to kick it. Like a magician, critics I turn to kick it. Got him still on the fence, predator. But quick to get impaired when I tell him. So sick, I'm looking pale. Oh, that's my about to go. Your bitch, shout out to let's bring it back to that vintage slim bitch. The art of MCing mixed with Da Vinci and MC Ren. And I don't mean stem piece friend. Been public enemy since you thought PE was in bitch.
Shoes on, let your head out.
All night long.
Roll your beard out, just weird out.
All night long. We're gonna rock this house until we knock it down. So turn the volume loud, cause it's into the AM. So baby, make just like cake. Better let yourself grow, let yourself grow. I say, before we kick the bucket, life's too short to not go for broke. Everybody. Come on. It's just the way that I'm dressed, ain't it? Khakis pressed, Nike shoes, crispy and fresh lace. So I guess it ain't that aftershave of cologne that made them just faint. Plus I showed up with a coat fresher than wet paint. So it buckles a chess game, checkmate. But girl, your body's banging, jumping in, bang, bang, bang. Yes, I revive. I was thinking the same thing. So come get on this kid's rock, bob with the bob, bang, bang. Pap, pap, chicka round, chicka round, round. Catch a cow, rolling it from down, bam, bam. Slow it down, throwing it down to the town. Throw it down, I don't know how. At least I know that I don't know. Question is, are you both so smart enough to feel stupid? Hope so.
Keep your shoes on, let your head out.
All night long.
Roll your beard out, just weird out.
All night long. We're gonna rock this house until we knock it down. So turn the volume loud, cause it's into the AM. So break the bass up like crazy. Let yourself grow, let yourself grow. I say, before we kick the bucket, life's too short to not go for broke. Everybody. Say that love is powerful as cough syrup and styrofoam. All I know is I fell asleep, then woke up in that Monte Carlo with the ugly Kardashian, Lamar. Oh, sorry, yo, we done both at the bar low. Bars, hard drugs, although that's the past, but I done did enough codeine and knock future into tomorrow. And girl, I ain't got no money to borrow, but I am trying to find a way to get you alone. Oh! Marshall Mathers, yeah, with the body now. Get the bar so leathered. Kangos and heartless cargoes. Girl, you're fixing to get your heart broke. Don't be absurd, man. You bird brain baby. I ain't called anybody baby since Birdman. Pressure a swallow. Word, Rick. Word, man, you heard. Don't be discouraged, girl. This is your jam. Unless you got toe jam.
Shoes on, let your head out.
All night long.
Roll your beard out, just weird out.
All night long. We're gonna rock this house until we knock it down. So turn the volume loud, cause it's into the ears. Crank the bass up like crazy. Let yourself go, let yourself go. I say, before we kick the bucket, life's too short to not go for broke. Yeah.
Who really made it their own? Find out which act will be next to leave as we reveal the X Factor results tomorrow at 8 with performances from Gary Barlow and Miley Cyrus. That's followed by brand new I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here live from Australia at 9. And coming up next over on ITV2 tonight, the McFly Boys join the outrageous Keith Lemon for Celebrity Juice.
Renault, wild about the Jonathan Ross Show.
It's Nick's first day back at work, but will he cope? We've an hour-long episode of Coronation Street tomorrow night at 7. Now, the ITV News.
The escalation